So today is my favorite day. It is leg day. In a super good mood. Just checked in with Coach early because he asked me to, and just got a little bit of a response from him, and I'm excited. This Sunday starts peak week for the show next week, but that is not the point of this video. So I had a really good friend, and I call her a friend first because now I feel like we're connected through the internet, which some relationships are not that great, and some social media is drama, and then some brings people together like this. So this particular person follows me on YouTube only because she doesn't have a social media account through Instagram or Facebook or anything, because of reasons that most people don't, and because of reasons that I have even made some changes to maybe like people that I follow or whatnot. And by the way, got my hair extensions put back in, and bun is on point again. Basically what the video is to talk about is about, it's really, really important for women and men, but I put a little bit more emphasis on women because, number one, I'm a woman, and number two, because I know it is so hard for a woman to like work out and then not get judged, to, you know, do things that typically men are supposed to do and then not have people hate on them. And then also there's a lot of false things out there. I mean, it is, I almost, as much as I love Facebook and love Instagram because it gives us this opportunity to connect with people, I feel like I am partly who I am because of the fact that I need to inspire people. Like, you know, I feel like I need the accountability of always having to check in with social media, which is what keeps me tight. Like, my people, me wondering, what if somebody, hey, I heard you have nice abs, can I see them? Like, that's something that, like, the pressure, that kind of pressure. My car is wrapped. It says my business name. Like, I could never be, like, eating ice cream sitting in my car or whatever. Not like I would, but I'm just saying. So, that in that effect, I feel like it's a good thing. But then there are so many other things that, unfortunately, it's like, you know, it's so sad. You see people going out to eat, and I'm going a little bit off on a tangent, like families out to eat and everybody's on their phone, but that's not the point. The point is that there's a lot of false things out there, and I'm gonna be really, really honest with you. Even seeing my own pictures, I am keeping it real. I do not look like that all the time. The day that I was on stage, even the moment I was on stage, in reference to the pictures that I sent my coach an hour before I walked on stage, I look like a different person. And I think that that's a lot of the times what women tend to do, but even men too, but women tend to do that. They tend to like compare themselves to somebody that might be photoshopped like a mother. And then also, and I've done it, you know, I know how to stand in a way that'll exaggerate something, that might make my waist look smaller, that might actually make me look like I have a waist. If I was to just stand there, my quads wouldn't pop, I would kind of be square because I don't really have a waist. You know, but when you pose the right way, it's all about the illusion. But unfortunately, people get so caught up in the illusion. So I've recently come to terms with the fact that people need to stop comparing themselves to the other people on social media. That's the beginning part of my journey. When I was with the other coach that I was with, I wasn't enjoying the journey. I was like not wearing shorts because I was waiting for my legs to be where I wanted them to be. Meanwhile, they're never going to be, even now. I mean, I'm very happy with where I'm at, but I'm always going to want more, and that's what keeps you hungry. That's what keeps you working. You can't not want more, because then you get complacent and lazy. Like, there's no drive in maintenance. I mean, even if you are maintaining your look, you're still always trying to perform better or be better. But getting back to what I feel like I lost a little bit in the beginning is comparing myself to somebody else. Somebody else that is constantly always posing. So, I mean, I've made my own little changes. You know, I follow all different types of people. You know, I follow dancers because I love dance. I follow MMA people because I used to do Muay Thai. If you guys haven't noticed, I got cauliflower here. bet you guys didn't know that. Some of you did. But, you know, and then of course, I follow figure people, and then I try to follow people with medical conditions. I follow this girl that is a professional bodybuilder, and you want to know what? I haven't seen a post from her in a really long time, so I completely forgot what her name is. But I follow all different types of people, and then I try to, when I get to know people, or when I start following them, if I don't see videos, if I just see a lot of pictures, I might stop following them. Because, you know, in videos, that's where it's really kept real. I stop following people that, you know, I just don't really feel connected to, or, you know, I don't really get a chance to get to know. There are some people that are like figure, physique people that are on there that I will follow, that you know, it doesn't really matter because they do keep it real. Even if it is a lot of pictures, there are just regular pictures of them, so it's not always posing. So, you know, I just feel like a lot of young women and even older women have this tendency to kind of look at these things, and there is way too much Photoshop out there. I refuse. I don't care if I have bags under my eyes. I don't care if I don't like this little muscle that's over here. I will never want to Photoshop my pictures. So I do not have an app on my phone for any kind of Photoshop. Like, if I take a picture and my bags under my eyes are there, then my bags under my eyes are there. My pimple is there with my pimple medicine, then it is what it is. So, you know, and I post in my story sometimes first thing in the morning, no makeup on, my hair is up and whatever. So, I mean, that's the thing that I think is people get lost in. And again, like I have said, like, I do not look like that. There is a system to it. There is like a week's worth of peak week that gets you to look like that for that moment on stage in the morning and moment at night. And then you don't walk around like that. And for a while I thought, like, what's wrong with me? What's wrong with my legs? What's wrong with this? Why can't I walk around like that? But, you know, and then we also have to learn how to accept ourselves, how to accept where we are and just try to be a better version. I've had so many people that have been like, oh my God, I want to look like you. And I'm like, no, don't say that. Don't want to look like me. Want to look like a better version of you. I really, and I've talked about her before, I really look up to this woman, Candace Lewis Carter, or Carter Lewis, because her physique is insane. I mean, insane. And what I like about her is that she wasn't always ripped. And I do see videos of her when she's not shredded. And, you know, in her picture, she looks like a perfect Coke bottle, like boom, 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 tiny little waist. But in regular pictures, she's not exactly like that. And then a picture, and I used to have a picture of somebody else up on my mirror in my bathroom as motivation. Now I have her, but I don't have her as motivation because I want to look like her. I have her as motivation because you could still win, but not be completely shredded. Then I have a montage picture. So it's like a picture of her at one show and she won, and then at another show and she won, and you could see more striations in her legs. So it just shows that even though I thought she was perfect before, and I'm sure she didn't think she was perfect, and again, as I mentioned, we have to strive to be more, otherwise we stop working hard. You know, she got better, and then now I'm sure at the next show, if I download another picture at her next picture, the montage will be better. Like, you know, we're always, so I encourage you to be inspired by others. Like, I'm inspired by other people, but it's not because I want to be like them. So, you know, in one way, it's good to find true stories. It's good to find real people on social media because it can be very motivating, but not to get obsessed with it. So it's like, you can't, and I'm still going off on the same tangent, but you get the idea. So I mean, I love social media for the fact that I get to connect with people. You know, I have a lot of people that say that they're inspired. I have a lot of people that don't like the way that I look. I mean, hopefully they don't follow me. But I mean, that's it. That's really the point of this video, is more for, I'm like looking at this post-it because I wrote down a whole bunch of notes of things that she my friend on Facebook, on YouTube, I had me and her email each other back and forth, and she always comments on videos, and then she had given me some ideas, so I decided to talk about this one, and it just so happened I was going to talk about this anyway. And I briefly talked about it after the last show when I said that I saw my pictures and I couldn't even believe that I could look like that. But I only looked like that for a moment. So, whatever. So, today, I want you to really think about what your goals are and why you have these goals. That's very important. That's what's going to keep you motivated to keep going. And then think about some of the things that you might be doing that might be bringing you down instead of bringing you up. So if you are constantly on social media and obsessed with it, I challenge you to try to stay away from it. And every moment that you want to get on social media, stop for a second and spend a couple minutes coming up with a game plan as to something new you can do for you. A creative thing, a new goal, or if your goal is to get to X, here are 2 more things that I can do to get me closer to that. So, you know, you're not going to spend time bettering you as you're scrolling through social media. You know, I really try, and I'm fairly successful we're not, me and my husband, my son doesn't have a phone, and it's going to be a really long time. He's 9. It's going to be a long time before he has his own phone. And me and my husband obviously have our phones, but when we go out to eat, which is very rare because we're all about saving money, but if and when we do, our phones are away, like on silent. My husband leaves his phone in the car, and then I leave my phone on me just in case if my mother-in-law, my mother call or whatnot. But again, it's like, that's our time. When I'm with my son, like, the only time I might look at my phone is if I'm answering emails and maybe I'm doing Kumon with him or something like that. But when we're like doing other things, my phone is like on the charger and on silent so that I can just be present in the moment. And then when I'm working, even sometimes, you know, I might have my computer up and I might try to put my phone away so that maybe I could just watch videos. Or if I bought, if I bought a program that I want to learn about, I would just be sitting in front of the computer and my phone would be away and on silent as I'm just sitting there watching that DVD or whatnot, or studying or working on a new project. Like, my game plan for after this show is to start working on something different. And I've already wrote my notes. I've already saved it in my calendar on my phone to start working on that. I saved the date and everything. So, that's it, pretty much. So I am at the gym now. Please do those things. I challenge you to do those things, to try to spend less time on social media, and even if you are, to start recognizing the things that you might be doing, to be way too hard on yourself. Every time you think something negative, and I'll briefly touch up on this because then the next video I'm going to do is going to be about affirmations, and I should actually star that. So I am. Okay, that's going to be next. So for every time that you think something negative about yourself, I challenge you to say 3 positive things. And whether it's, I believe in affirmations in the morning and at night, but when I first got out of the hospital after having my nervous breakdown, I was doing them all day long. Because I didn't go from like being depressed and having a nervous breakdown and having an eating disorder and binging and purging in my mom's attic for months to being fine after being in the hospital for 7 days. No, it's like I had to do my homework, and that's what I did. So throughout the day, I constantly had negative thoughts. I constantly questioned myself. I constantly was feeling a little bit of the depression. And what did I have to do? I had to negate them. For every 1 negative thing that I said, I would have to say 3 more positive things, whether it was 10 times a day or 2 times a day. So I'll go more into detail on that in the next video, but I love you guys.